Bum.
Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Coco crew holding it down live. Yours truly, sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom Boom here, checking the room, live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, join me there, way across the pond there in Kawasaki, Japan. It's the man too stupid to use Twitter and Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. Dave Coco, what's up, brother?
Nothing much, man. Just I streamed on YouTube. You know what? There's people on the internet that are telling me you can stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. That's via magic. So yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been updating Koco Sports. It's not fun. I can just go on Koco Plays. You're like, give your opinion. All right, that's not good enough. All right, here's 1 hour show about my opinion. But what about, all right, dude, listen, if I can't get my point across in 1 minute, in 55 minutes, I'm done. Like, and they're like, well, and I love how, like, they respond, and maybe it's just because I haven't been on the YouTube in a while. I love how they respond about a topic you talked about, and they just didn't watch the video. They're just like, there's a title, what about this? And they're just like, that's talked about in the video, bro. It's cool. It's cool. Got it. Anyway, I want to have fun in pro wrestling, Booms. Is there fun in pro wrestling still existing?
It just depends on where you look. You know what? It's a great jumping off point. Let's talk about All Elite Wrestling. Wow. I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. They've sold out like twice, and they're going on 3 times for the same event. And you're kind of like, Booms, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, they did a pre-sale. When they did their big, announcement in Vegas about, okay, here's who signed, here's some of the stuff that we're having. They said, okay, go to our website, do like a sign up here. We're going to do like a pre-sale so the hardcore fans get it. And I guess that was so maybe, places like StubHub and stuff couldn't completely shut them out of the market. So they did that, and they sold out within 30 minutes. Then tickets went on sale like normal, and they sold out in 4 minutes. And now, when they're getting everything straightened up with production about where everything's going to be, that's freed up some more seats, and those are expected to sell out. And, Coco, this is something you always talk about. WWE, sometimes WWE does not have fans. They have defenders.
Yeah.
That, act like WWE success is their success.
And so can we add New Japan fans to that?
Okay, well,
fuck you guys.
Fair enough. They added their success. That success is their success, and they try to belittle AEW. But and the problem, and I actually sparred with somebody online this week about this shit. The point I'm trying to make here is it's like you don't understand how big of a fucking deal this is. Coco, you're a former promoter. You've done this. When you sell out over 10,000 tickets, yeah, it's not a fucking stadium like WWE, but it's nothing to fucking sneeze at. I mean, selling out over 10,000 tickets, and especially in that short of a time, within a fucking hour, grand total, within an hour. I mean, I don't think Vern Gagne did that. I don't think the Von Erichs did that. I know.
I don't know. The Von Erichs had some giant stadiums, but the thing is, the difference is, with technology today, we can know the timing. You know what I mean? Like the Von Erichs, they sold out some giant fucking stadiums, but there was no. It was just that's the thing. We don't know. The technology is different.
But to more modern terms, Paul Heyman never did that. Jim Cornette never did that. Hell, Ring of Honor still has not done that. New Japan's U.S. shows have not done that. I mean, it's definitely an accomplishment. And in fact, they've actually added something here. Now, they've only got a handful of official matches. Right now, for the May 25th card, we've done this on other videos, but I'll quickly skim over what's actually been confirmed. There's matches that have been teased, but not confirmed. But here's what's confirmed. Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, Heyman Page versus Pac, Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose versus Kylie Ray. They're going to have SCU versus SEMA and 2 other members of the Oriental Wrestling Entertainment roster. And now they've just named another over-the-top battle royal match. And according to Cody Rhodes, there's going to be an incentive to win the match, but they don't say what it is. And right now, they've only confirmed 3 names. It's Sonny Kiss, who most of you would probably better know as Exolicious from Lucha Underground, Kip Sabian, and Brandon Cutler. I've never heard of these 2 gentlemen, but you know what? Maybe that's the whole point. You know, some new faces, some fresh blood. Interested to see what they can do.
I am at a point where like I've become a wrestling snob, and if it's not the greatest thing in the world.
Really?
No,
Koco,
no. Here's the thing. I've always been a dick. I've
Thank
not
you.
been a snob.
Admitting you have a problem is the first step, Koco.
All right, I've always been a dick, but I've not been a snob. But the thing is, I legit have 3 or 4 jobs. Me and my girlfriend, aka Bear Friend, we're saving up to buy a house. We're like really focused. We're really working hard. So like back in the days when me and Boom Booms were like, hey, life, isn't so busy. Life is good. We're not saving up for houses or whatever the situation was. We would watch a lot of shitty wrestling.
Yes, we did.
And we'd be like, oh, well, it's going to get better. It's going to get back. But then when you have 1 full-time job, 2 full-time jobs, 3 full-time jobs, online business, you're kind of like, fuck it. And the problem is with this, if you're addicted to WWE and you don't enjoy it, just stop cold turkey. I got depressed, got divorced. I stopped cold turkey. Getting back into it is almost impossible. Like, it's like, what? You want me to do what for 5 hours a week? You want me to do what for 7 hours a week? And it's not good. And the thing is, it got to the point where it's like, if it's not an Okada main event, if it's not Lucha Underground, I don't give a shit. Like, and I become such a snob that, like, I just look around, like, right now, if you think New Japan's good, all right, cool. I'm done. Like, I don't got time for your shit. If you think WWE is good, no, I don't fucking know. I don't watch it. You think TNA is good? I don't know. I don't fucking watch it. But All Elite Wrestling, I don't know. This is the thing. It gives us super fucking nerds that have just had enough and tired of blindly defending shit or blindly going, hey, it might be good one day, to say, fuck you, it might be good now. It gives us fucking hope. And every time Kenny Omega speaks, I'm just like, I'm on board. I'm on fucking board. Like, why can't wrestling be good? And it'd be like, oh, there's tons of content. Yeah, there's other franchises, other entertainment avenues that fucking consistently are good. And it's just to the point now, it's just like, hey man, I need AEW to be good. And I'm rooting for it. And here's the thing. Every step of the way, I'm impressed. Every time I watch one of their YouTube videos, I'm like, this is great. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things, it's just like, it gives you fucking hope that it can be good. And I honestly think I love Lucha Underground probably more than the employees at Lucha Underground. I just love it. I love everything about it. But I think AEW right now has a better chance. I think it's TNA with money, but without Dixie Carter. It just, there's hope. And right now in pro wrestling, we need that more than ever. I mean, we are arguing if Jay White's not that bad of a champion. That's what we're fucking arguing about in New Japan. Okada's feuding with fucking pants. WWE promises to be good. Rumor has it they were good this week. Let's see if they get it 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a young company. They're getting their shit together.
Dave, let me jump in here. This actually a great segue to another story that I wanted to bring up here is that Ty Dillinger has requested his release from WWE, and this was not, speculation. Ty Dillinger, he got on his Twitch account, or not Twitch, what do you call it? Whatever. His social media account, I'm forgetting it right now, I apologize. And just, it was Twitter, actually. He just went up, or an Instagram too, I think he did that. Anyway, that's not important. He went up and just said, look, on Tuesday, I went up to him and asked for my release. And and that's just where he's at right now. And there's been a lot of people like that
Well,
wished him the
I saw
best
on
of luck.
Twitter. I'm sorry, I'm apologizing. I just want you to know I saw on Twitter that he got his release, but I don't know how concrete that is. It's kind of like it was on my timeline. It said he got his release. I'm like, I didn't see that source. So go on, Booms. I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah,
off.
yeah, he wanted to do that. I mean, all I know is he had requested it. I don't know if it's been granted. It may have, but at least I've not seen anything publicly that it's been granted. And how's this tie in with AEW? Well, one thing that me and Dave Coco completely harp on is competition in wrestling. We say when there's competition in wrestling, the fans always win. I mean,
Well, and
so,
not only do the fans always win,
and
but
the wrestlers too. I mean, to an
well,
extent.
me and Boom Boom, we're pretty close when it comes to wrestling buddies slash wrestling friends. All right,
Mhm.
we've been doing this forever. But Boom Boom's perfect card is not my perfect card.
Right.
Right now, I just want to give quick shout outs to those in the chat. Kevin Buchanan, Heavy J's perfect card might not be my perfect card. But it does feel good when you're like, hey, I like AEW. I love New Japan. I love NXT. I love WWE. I love TNA. And it be legit and you have a chance. You know what I mean? Because for a long time, it just seems a lot of these New Japan fans, TNA fans, they don't actually like their product. They just hate WWE. And I hope that one day that phases out and you just love your product. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And what I'm saying, the reason why this is significant is because, had this been like a year ago, would this have happened? Would somebody, I mean, because WWE had everything. I mean, it's just like, okay, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to, Impact? Are you going to go to Ring of Honor and make less money? Or are you going to try to make that more money, but are you going to go all the way to Japan or the UK or Mexico to make it? And now AEW's got some serious backing, and WWE doesn't want to lose any of their guys. So now think about it. Do you think the Revival, honestly, right now, this time and period, had they not threatened to walk out, and if there was not a significant place for them to go, had AEW not existed, do you honestly think they'd be tag team champions right now?
No, without a doubt. And not only that, but it's also too, you kind of have to have fucking balls. You have to put your balls on the chopping block. And now everyone's like, oh, there's other fucking options. Here's my fucking coconuts. I honestly think these athletes should have been doing it a long time ago. I think these athletes should have been like, no. Because here's the thing. If you ever work with WWE, FCW, NXT, it's the guys who were willing to put their balls on the line that get pushed. But if you're like, man, I might lose my job. Like even I work for a giant. I have a couple jobs, but I'm gonna just in case I don't want to get fired from any of my jobs. But let me just go through this way. I work for a giant Japanese corporation, and all the time people are like, "How are you so brave to fucking say what you really feel?" And I'm like, if I get fucking fired, I get fired. I'd rather be fired from a giant corporation than just be a bitch. Like you ever see, and I don't want to pick on the coworkers, but you ever see those people that are like, I want to say something, but I'm not going to. I want to say something, but I'm not going to. That's WWE. That's the corporate world. And eventually you just have to put your balls out. Now, I'm not saying go around fucking Stone Cold style stunning everyone. But if you're like, hey, this is fucking wrong, raise your hand. And I think humanity has lost that. And I think fucking WWE, it was ridiculous. It was goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, and in the FCW days, early NXT days, oh, Jesus Christ. It was bad. Like, I remember just fucking being in a locker room with a couple of the wrestlers who were pretty much unemployed or on their way out, laughing their asses off. Like, look at this motherfucker. If he whipped out his dick right now, he'd be sucking it. So, yeah. I'm just glad that they have the opportunity to be brave and say stuff.
And here's the other thing. I mean, like right now, it's reported that the Usos, their contract's coming up, and WWE gave them the tag team titles just to kind of give them an incentive to stay. And this is just after Jimmy Uso got popped for a DUI.
Yeah.
Or DWI. I don't know what the difference is, but I'm going to be accurate here. DWI. Without AEW, these guys get pushed down the car, and it's like, oh well, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? what are you gonna do? But speaking of that, I got to ask the internet infantry a question: is WWE worth tuning into right now? I heard Elimination Chamber was good. I've heard the follow-ups on Raw and SmackDown were pretty good. So is it worth me kind of taking my ban off of? I haven't.
Yeah, I just want to add that Kofi Kingston situation has me
Yeah,
interested in watching.
yeah, I heard about that. Like they put him in the Elimination Chamber, and the crowd was just absolutely fucking on fire for this guy, and he did
Well,
such
he
a good
deserves
job.
it.
Put him in the main event at Fastlane.
I remember when he was in Florida Championship Wrestling and he was Jamaican.
Yep.
I remember going to Florida Championship Wrestling, and people
Oh
don't
God, I
realize, but
remember. Yeah, I remember him
when
deep south.
FCW first started, it
Shit.
was god awful. Like I remember, I'm going to take names out of this. Boop 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 said, "Hey, Dave, you're on radio, you're on television. Can you talk about my show?" And I said, "Boop Boop Boop, you're a really close friend in the business. Trust me. Me not talking about it is the best thing I can do." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "There's nothing good I could say about it." He's like, "Is it that bad?" I'm like, "Dude, yeah. Like, you give me free tickets and I fucking whack my dick in a door instead. Yeah, it's that bad." So FCW improved little by little, but when it started, oh God, it was bad. It was fucking bad. But yeah, I don't know. I hope it does fucking well. I just want, you know what it is? I almost feel greedy until I say what I want. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, because they do that bullshit with fans. You're a greedy motherfucker. You fucking want everything you want. And I'm like, all right, what do I want? Like in a short bite, what do I want? I want a wrestling company that's entertaining and the best wrestlers are the champions. Am I an asshole? Am I wrong? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? That's it. So I guess I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing Kofi Kingston because I remember when FCW sucked. I jump around a lot. I apologize. I've been punching the head a lot. When FCW sucked, I was like, dude, this Kofi Kingston guy's gonna be a star. And they're like, really? Him? I'm like, dude, everyone else fucking sucks a dick. This is the only guy that has talent. You know? Oh man, it was bad back then. You want to go to live some comments or do you want to say something else?
Let's take a look at live comments real quick.
All right. Kevin Buchanan, what's up, Coco and Boom Boom? Nothing much, Mr. Buchanan. Mr. Buchanan's also a Koco Plays pioneer. I play video games on Koco Plays. Subscribe. Dear Dave, as long as Okada's breathing, there is hope. That's the only hope I have left of New Japan. Like, Naito is owed a title shot, and Okada can wrestle. I've never been more heartbroken in my life. I know what it is. It's not even the fact that it's horrible. I could deal with my team being in last place. It's my team being in last place and the fan base blindly defending it. I'm like, I'm out. Like if the fan base was like, dude, this is fucking horrible, then I'm like, fuck yeah, it is. Let's speak up. And then, nope, we've become that company. We've become the TNA. We've become the WWE. With great success becomes great fucking idiots blindly defending shit. And I'm sorry, 1-4 did not live up to Wrestle Kingdom standards, but I had their excuse. 1-5 and beyond, I would not like it. Boom! Remember, I used to brag about how great New Japan was to you for you to watch it.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
If those days were now, I wouldn't. I'd be like, "Oh, can I watch New Japan?" I'm like, "Tank that shit, tank that shit now." But no, everything's awesome. Nothing's great. Fucking, I hate my life. Did New Japan, AEW save us? Kenny Omega changed the world. I just hope AEW will be a successful company. They're getting everything situated. Because I even got glasses. I still got to squint because we need something else to watch besides WWE. James Legend says I'm here so I don't get fined. James Legend, we got to do a Fave 5, James.
Yeah,
Happy
man.
birthday, James Legend.
Yeah, happy 23rd birthday, sir.
Raw was okay. SmackDown was good. FCW was god awful. James was there. I don't know. James can vouch in the conversations we had about FCW with FCW. God, it was bad. For those that don't know, FCW basically, allegedly, I don't want to get sued by WWE. They paid some fucking nerd with glasses, a Tampa Bay hat, and a Kawasaki Frontier shirt a lot of money just to go home. They're like, can you just go home and stop out promoting us? And I was so burnt out. I was like, here, let me get my bag of money. Don't tell James Legend. And walked away. So, oh God, it was bad. But yeah.
Hey, Coco, let me read this Let me read this
All
comment
right.
here.
Yeah.
I want to give like a mad props to Heavy J because he provides the perfect segue. He says, New Japan retweeted Nakamura's tribute to Iizuka. Hopefully, they'll convince him to come back and bring Rusev with them. So that brings it. He's talking about Takashi Iizuka, who had his retirement match today, as a matter of fact. Now, no spoilers. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for it to get uploaded. It may already be uploaded by now to New Japan World. So he and Abdul the Butcher actually calling it a career. Now, Iizuka has been going hard since about 1986. Now, Abdullah, I don't think he's been active, but I think this was just like a retirement ceremony. They did that.
Yeah.
They did that over at All Japan. They did it at the Baba tribute show, and so wow. You start. I didn't realize how long. I knew Iizuka had been. I didn't realize he'd been it that long. And Abdullah the Butcher, man, whew, Jesus Christ, that guy. He's the madman from the Sudan. I mean, he shocked the hell out of everybody. I mean, all he needed was a fork. That's all he needed. I mean, he just massacred people and scared the shit out of him. Scared the shit out of me as a fucking kid.
Well, I got to see him live at IPW and All Japan, and he was just amazing. And not only that, but like I remember a lot of indie wrestlers, they act like fucking dicks, and they're like, "I'm too fucking good." Like they're way like if you go meet someone in WWE or a Kenny Omega or someone in New Japan or an AJ Styles, they'll be fucking normal people. 90% of indie people are fucking ridiculous. They have like bigger egos than anyone at WWE. And I just remember going to indie events and them all marking out for Abdul the Butcher. I remember him in his younger days. And I apologize, Boom. I've been punched in the head a lot. The All Japan one, is it like Champions Carnival, Carnival of Champions?
Yeah, the Champions Carnival. You'd probably need to ask LK on this one. He's a lot more educated on All Japan than I am.
Well, I know what it is. I just can't remember the exact title.
The Champions Carnival. Now, you know, maybe somebody should give me a link because I know they've got like a streaming service now, but
no. I can explain, Boom. I'm sorry.
I want to look at it. I want to actually kind of explore that product because if there's one thing I learned from our year-end review, it's like I really need to explore just a few more products out there in All Japan. From what I understand, they've come out of the funk that they were in.
Yeah, so, yeah, they were really bad. They were FCW bad a couple years ago. Yeah, no, my point was, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off so much. My point is, back in the day, those Champions Carnivals, title mystery, because I've been punched in the head a lot. Abdul the Butcher was a fucking madman. It was fucking amazing back then. And I know I got him on VHS, but maybe you can buy the All Japan streaming service. I don't have it, but I might get it in the future. So, yeah. Dude, you want to hear something embarrassing before we go to more live comments?
Why
First
not?
off, I don't know. I was a big fan of Abdul the Butcher, so I'm glad they celebrated him. As far as, the guy in New Japan, I feel bad because I wasn't a fan of him, but I still want to respect his career. It's kind of like Wayne Gretzky. I was never a fan of Wayne Gretzky, but when he retired, I was like, let's respect this little bastard. I do love Wayne Gretzky, but he broke my heart when he went to the Rangers. But yeah, and it was cool that New Japan showed him proper respect to leaving. I don't know. I just thought it was a classy move. So overall, but yeah, that's about it. So, but Abdul the Butcher was great back in the day. All right. Do you have anything you want to add, brother?
No. I mean, it's just Zuka, man. I mean, just multi-time tag team champion. Started out early years. I mean, was wrestling the likes, Hiroshi Hase. Had a tag team with JJ Jax. He eventually became the Madman. Let's see. He actually turned on his partner, Hiroshi Tenzan, who was involved in his retirement match, to form Great Bash heel, then turned again, and, which led to the formation of Chaos, jumped over to Suzuki-gun, became just a madman, and just finally, called it a career. I mean, just wow. Just body of work. I wasn't a fan of like the madman thing just because it just constantly it always ended in like a disqualification with the iron glove. Either it worked or it backfired on him. And I hate that he had to go out on that kind of note that,
Yeah, I was not a big fan of that at all, sir.
okay, if it happens, but if it's like a one note joke, it's just, I'm going back, I'm thinking about like the Simpsons, where Moe said he was one of the, he was one of the original Little Rascals. And his thing was he would look at his eye and a tailpipe, and the pipe would go off in his face, and it would look like he had a black eye. That was his bit. That was his whole bit. God, I'm making old Simpson references. That's what it was with Iizuka. It's like you're kind of hand-fisting your way into, it's like, okay, you're crazy. You hit people with iron glove. Now you bite people. Okay, we get it. That's like the one note.
I'm gonna give an unpopular opinion, and I'm gonna expand it a little bit farther. Unless you are really, really a great actor, I hate the crazy gimmick. I just think it makes you look fucking retarded. You know what I mean? Like Brian Pillman, I'm like, oh, that guy's crazy. But if you're not at Brian Pillman's level, you just look like a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, we don't watch WWE, so I apologize. But who's the female that acts crazy? I did watch the Royal Rumble.
Oh, Nikki Cross.
She's horrible. God awful. Just the worst. It just doesn't seem real. Like, okay, whatever. I don't know. I'm just not a good fan of the crazy gimmick unless you're legit crazy. You know what I mean? Because like I always they try to do it in Japan a lot. And I'm not just picking on him, but a lot of Japanese indies. Like a guy will come out and he'll act crazy, and it's just like people are giggling. Like, who the fuck is this guy fucking for real? I don't know. I just wish it was done better. I think the crazy angle, when done bad, is just embarrassing. And yeah, so I don't want to insult the guy on his retirement. You know what I mean? Thanks for the memories. I wasn't a fan, but I'm trying to keep it classy, Booms.
All right,
Trying to keep it classy, Booms.
All right. Okay, we'll jump into the comments section here. I'll tell you what, since you're squinting, I'll help you out here.
Just go down. Go ahead,
yeah, Heavy J talking about who will Cody face at Double or Nothing. Heavy J jokes that it's going to be Tai Chi.
Oh, God, I hope not. Can I just say something? The way they're building up that storyline is so exciting. Like, I just saw a clip on the Twitter. I have it on my saved YouTube list. But it's him and his wife talking, and they blur out the file, and it's just like a regular conversation. That got me more pumped up for the event than any promo package that I've seen in a while. It just seemed like a real conversation. It seemed like a big opponent. And I was like, you know what? You got me fucking hooked. And it's weird because, like, I don't know. I just enjoy it. I am a big supporter of AEW until they prove me wrong. And every step of the way, I've enjoyed what they've done.
Wrestling Nut says, I heard RVD is signed to AEW. I don't know where you've heard that, but it's new to me. I'm not opposed to it, but I actually like to see that here. I mean, I don't know if he would be a good fit or not for AEW.
Well, A, we don't know what shape he's in.
Yeah.
B, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Here's the thing. I don't want too many former WWE guys, old guys. Like, me and Booms were older. ECW with Terry Funk is how you run a promotion. Paul Heyman wanted to run TNA with just Kurt Angle and get rid of everyone else. Can you imagine if they got rid of all the WWE guys except Kurt Angle and like one or two mid-card guys, built the company around that with Paul Heyman's booking?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that, and this is just me and just my opinion, take it for where it's worth. If you're going to go that route, you need to have at least one guy that is seriously established, can still go, who's seriously over, who can lose and still be over.
And that would be Jericho.
And then you may want to take maybe one or two people who were low level, and they make stars out of them. Just basically make it look like, okay, these guys are really good. They never got their chance. Now they have the opportunity. There's no obstacles in front of them. It's either put up or shut up time, and then it's just like, look at what these guys could do. Look at what they neglected. They don't have an eye for talent. We've got an eye for talent, and maybe
And then everyone else should be new.
One or two guys, yes, and a lot of new, fresh faces.
Yeah. Go ahead. More comments, sir?
Yeah, oh yeah, plenty. Let me start through them here. Wrestling Nuts. I don't know. You guys are in the rap or into rap or. Okay, Wrestling Nuts. English composition, not your strong suit. So I'm going to say I don't know if you guys are in the rap. R-Truth to go U.S. champ is making a rap. Okay, basically he's saying, I think he's asking that R-Truth is making a rap video. What do you think about it? That's fine. I don't know.
Let them have fun. I don't know much about the music. I seriously have mostly audio books and podcasts. All my friends make fun of me. Like I had, and I apologize if they're good or not. I had opportunity to go see Maroon 5 live, like through 3 different people.
Why would you do that?
And then I was just like, dude, I don't know who they are. And they're like, you don't know their songs? They just did the halftime Super Bowl show. I'm like, no, I literally don't know anything about music. So, I mean, yeah, if he has fun, let him. I always thought, Roy Jones did it. I liked Roy Jones' rap song. So, but I know nothing about rap or music. It's just a form of entertainment that I've never really got behind or cared about. That's all. It's kind of weird. It feels like a sense is missing. Yeah, because like people are like, oh my God, I love this song.
Yeah, it's really weird, when someone says, oh, I'm not into music or I'm not into movies. It's just like them say, it's like somebody saying, you know what, I'm really not into electricity.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I listen to Sublime. Remember them?
Oh, yeah.
That's my chill out, drinking Corona with bear friends music. Besides that, I just play video games. So I guess my soundtrack would be NHL 19. What's that?
I said the more she drinks, the better looking you get.
I know. Poor bear friends.
I know, poor girl. MMA Voice says, should AEW sign Ty Dillinger or shouldn't they, or should they just not get a WWE cast off? I know we spoke about this just soon. I would say yes, because Ty Dillinger, busted his ass. He's a guy who for all practical purposes, should not have gotten over. I mean, he was just a generic wrestler. Remember, his original tag team partner was Jason Jordan back in NXT. I think it was when they crossed over from FCW to NXT. They were a tag team. They split up. They did their separate things. And then Ty Dillinger picked up the Perfect 10 gimmick, and he really busted his ass, and they just couldn't make him a heel anymore because people really appreciated his work. They appreciated his hustle. He got over. And I'm like, if if you can give him a crap sandwich and he can turn around and make it filet mignon and have people like cheer for him, fuck yeah, I want this guy with my company. Imagine how much money he can make me.
I think it's a numbers game. Mm-hmm. If you get
the Perfect 10.
Yeah, exactly. If you get, this guy, then he should be like one of the few. But if he's like with 10 of his friends, fuck him. You know what I mean? It's a numbers thing. You got to pick and choose and then go for it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but also he can go to New Japan. I think the fact that there's so many options out there, I think that's a good thing. Right. I don't mind AEW picking them up as long as they don't pick up too many former WWE guys. I think that's the point we're trying to nail home.
Okay. Kevin Buchanan says, what are your thoughts on China going into the Hall of Fame with DX? Ooh, this is a good question.
I just think it's the safest way to do it.
I was going to say that too. I was going to say, it's like WWE kind of gotten some flack. It's like, well, why not put in China? And it's like, well, we don't want her to, we don't want, Triple H and Stephanie, like, we don't want our kids to Google China and find like her porn videos. And it's like, oh, we're this representing. And everybody's just like, yeah, if you would kindly look back to, let's say you've got Mike Tyson in the Hall of Fame, you got Superfly Jimmy Snuka in the Hall of Fame. There's a few other with some questionable past, and it's like, really, you're going to draw that line with China after all the people you've currently got in? So yeah. I think they started brainstorming. It's like, well, how do we get China? And plus X-Pac. I mean, X-Pac was in a fucking porn video with China.
Yeah.
So it's like, So I think they started scratching their head. Well, how can we get China in without technically getting her in and it being a downer? Because it'd be a posthumous induction. You don't want it to be a downer. Somebody who just died of
Pretty recently.
substance abuse issues. So it's like, well, let's put in DX. She was part of DX, so that way they get her, they get X-Pac in there, but they still have the happy fun time because you got Triple M. Well, yeah, Rick Rude too, who went in posthumously the other year or two ago. So now you can have Triple H and Shawn Michaels out there. You get the New Age Outlaws. You can get X-Pac. So you've got physical bodies there. They can give like a big happy, oh, remember the good times. And, oh, yeah, we're sorry. We really wish China Rick Rude could be here with us, too, to enjoy this day. Okay, good night, everybody. So I'm with it.
It's a safe coward way, basically.
Yeah, it was like the most diplomatic way ever. I mean, there was a lot of politics, a lot of it's like, this is why Dave Coco won't make it in a kind of territory like this, because Dave is not diplomatic. It's just like, it's just, put your fucking balls out there, go the fuck home. Me, I try to be a little bit more diplomatic, and I was like, well, okay, it's not absolutely perfect, but it pretty much gets the same thing accomplished in a little bit more sensitive way. So I'm all for it. So,
yeah. Any more live comments?
Oh, plenty here. Plenty.
Let's rock them out, brother.
Let's see. Does AEW have a TV deal? No, they do not. And this is from Jamie Wisner. Here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the same things you're hearing. I think AEW looks like they're going to do like the Evolve route for right now. Is like they're going to do a once in the month special. And it's looking like they may have something either in the works or about to finalize, or maybe have something finalized. But it's expected, if they have a TV deal or if they get a TV deal, it'll be October at the earliest is when they do that, which is actually kind of convenient because that's going to be about the same time SmackDown goes over to Fox. And so it's looking like they're going to be Tuesday nights. And the reason I say that is because they've already trademarked the name Tuesday Night Dynamite.
To me, maybe I'm naive, or maybe I just know how much money the NFL family has. I am not worried about the TV deal at all. I think it's almost guaranteed. You know what I mean? I think it's just what channel they're going to be on. And maybe I'm just not seeing the world the way other people are. Because I think the only people that bring up TV deals are blind loyalist fans. I think people that actually like AEW, like the Elite, are like, yeah, they're going to get a TV deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But booms. Like, I am way more scared of Lucha Underground renewing a season than I am of AEW getting a television deal.
I think what they're doing now is just shopping around and trying to get the best money they can for their, for what they're providing, trying to get like time slots. And I think that's where they're at right now. Now, the WWE fans are like, oh, well, they're not on TV. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck do you want from these guys? I mean, they have not won one official show, but you're expecting them to fucking sell out Wembley Stadium and be on like ESPN at like
the thing is, they just believe that would be hype.
No. It's just, anyway.
Yeah. I have zero concerns about the television deal. I think it's going to come through. That's it. And maybe I'm wrong. Here's my thing. If it hits the new hockey season, if it's going into September, October, and there's no mention of it, then worry. But yes. I am not worried until it hits around September-ish. My birthday, September 12th. Send gifts to Kawasaki, Japan. I'll be living in Yokohama then. Send gifts to Yokohama. If it comes my birthday and they haven't announced the TV deal, then I'm like, okay, fucking what the fuck's up with this shit? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I has very little concern as far as me as a fan goes. I'm almost to me, it's almost a guaranteed thing. And maybe I'm wrong. But in September, I'm jumping on that bandwagon of holy fuck, what's going on? You know what I mean? How long are you giving it till before you even panic?
If they get I've heard October. If we get into like November, December, and still haven't heard anything, that's when I start to worry.
Yeah.
Let's see real quick, and I'm going to try to rapid fire through these here. James Legend, he wants to know, Dave, does the crazy gimmick not work for you because you are legitimately insane?
I don't know. I'm trying to find inner peace, but yeah. The thing is, like James, who is my Florida friend, so he'll tell you how crazy I am. But my Japanese friend, since I tried to find inner peace, and I really legit work on it. You can mock me. I try to find like inner peace. I mean, I have fun on these shows, obviously, but like,
Trying to find inner peace. I would tell you to go to church, but I worried you'd spontaneously combust upon entry.
but because like Boom Booms would tell you, like people would be like, "Is Dave really that crazy?" And Booms would be like, "No, he's worse. He's like he comes down for YouTube." But now, I'm trying my best. I know like my American friends and my closest friends will tell you like, no, Dave's fucking a couple sandwiches short of a picnic basket when it comes to sanity. But I'm working on it. It's in a working
Oh
progress.
yeah, I would actually pay money, and this is how Coco needs to make money. I would
All
actually
right.
like to see him go get therapy, go get counseling, and we put it on pay-per-view. We just put it like we monetize it here on YouTube. He sits down with a professional. Professional's got like the notepad, just asking him a question. Coco's laying back in his chair and just starts talking. I would fucking pay money because by God, somebody's walking out of that room converted.
Uh, poor girl, bear friend doesn't even know how crazy I used to be. She just gets inner peace, Dave.
And at least you're not holding waiters hostages anymore.
Next question. I'm a better person, boobs. I found the inner peace.
MMA voice wants to know what's going on with Dean Ambrose. Well, I know about the same thing. You know that he said he's not renewing, he's not signing, he's leaving after. It looks like he's leaving after Mania, but it looks like WWE's not going to give up on him just yet. I think they're still going to make another. They're still going to make several goes at him to get him to re-sign, and I think they could pull a shocker. I mean, if it was me, if I thought he was on his way out and then he re-signs, I would do what they did with CM Punk, have him win the title and just fucking bolt. Or
Yeah,
or
something like that.
that's how you know he's staying. Is he wins the championship or wins a championship, I should say.
Well, here's the thing. I think it comes around the time of I apologize. Shit, I'm so punch drunk. Who's your favorite pro wrestler in New Japan? He just left recently.
Oh, Kenny Omega.
No, not Kenny Omega. The cruiserweight. Time
Oh,
traveler.
Kushida.
Kushida. I don't know why I couldn't remember that.
I
Yeah,
love
but
his.
that story broke right after the hype of his last match before going to WWE. I wonder if they're trying to build something where, like, because like in a lot of Japanese companies, they'll just say, "Hey, it's the last match. Come see it," which is an awesome thing because you feel like, I mean, just go watch Kenta leaving Noah. If you don't have legit fucking tears in your eyes, you don't have a fucking soul. Like it could be a special moment. You know what I mean? And indie fans get to know that. Like there's nothing more special than being at a local indie, a local hero like a Roderick Strong is going up and he's like, "Hey, this is the last time I'm going to WWE." It's an emotional thing. It's, in a business where everyone cries the F word, that's as real as it fucking gets. You know what I mean? Hashtag UFC. But to me, I think they're trying to recreate that, or he's just really pissed. He's like, "Hey, dude, I want to get the fuck out of here." But the thing is, with him compared to other people, they're handling it really professionally. So that
Mhm.
tells me two things. It's either a work or they're really worried that more people are leaving. You know what I mean? Because like anyone that's ever worked at a job, when someone says I'm quitting, and if the company handles it really badly, that starts a domino effect of people quitting. So
Well,
either
yeah,
way, I
because now,
find it intriguing.
because now if they don't want to do it, if they don't handle it, if they don't handle it properly, it's like, well, hey, maybe I want to leave too. Maybe I can go, to greener pastures and make more money elsewhere. Real quick, let's see. Ronnie S. He wants to know, what are your thoughts on Impact Wrestling?
I only trust one Impact Wrestling fan. No offense. I trust Andy Paps because Andy Paps will tell me if it's shit or it's good. Most Impact fans will say it's awesome. Most WWE fans that watch Impact will say it sucks. But I wish Andy Paps had created his own videos. But Andy Paps,
Andy Paps. I miss
like,
Andy Paps.
yeah, so do I. But I legit, if he tells me it's good, I trust him. So Andy Paps right now has been saying it's good, so he might have to. But James came up with this idea that we're going to talk about in the chat, and I hope we can launch it soon. I think it's a really good idea to get us back into the channel and put some life into it. But yeah, so he's pitched this idea for 20 years. Like, fucking horrible idea, dumbest idea ever. He pitched it like just last week. I'm like, that's the greatest idea ever, James. Why did you pitch it earlier? I kind of like I like James' idea, but yeah, when it comes to hearing about Impact, I only trust Andy Paps. He's my Impact source because everyone else is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Here's a great question here from Heavy J. He says, who are some unsigned female talents that AEW should bring in as agents for the women's division? Now, like just agents?
Oh, that's tough.
You know what? For an agent, I would probably say somebody like cheerleader Melissa.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
I think, if you're talking like agent wise, because I mean, that's somebody that I think.
Is she in WWE as an agent? I apologize.
No,
for not knowing.
No, she played Mariposa in
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
I think she would be a great agent. I think somebody like maybe like Madison Rain would be a great agent that could wrangle it because they've got credibility. I mean they're not.
You know, it'd be a really great agent that would also bring PR, and she would be really good at it. Molly Holly. I don't know where the fuck Molly Holly is. She would be an amazing agent.
Koco for the win.
Yeah, she was.
Laura Greenwald, yes.
Yeah.
Or she just. What about retirement? Victoria.
Yeah, possibility. Ivory. Yeah. A lot of the. Kim. And I think a perfect agent would be someone who's a great wrestler that got fucked over by Jim Ross masturbation, Vince McMahon hour. You know what I mean? Someone like a Gail Kim, a Molly Holly that's always had talent. And it's just like, dude, they couldn't shine. So now they can coach you. You know what I mean? That's my theory on it. But yeah.
MMA Voice says, should AEW have their own G1 Climax type of tournament since they want to go the sports route? Well, they couldn't call it the G1, but I know what he's saying. Yeah, that type of style, that round robin tournament.
Well, that's basically the sumo format. For those that don't know, that's how sumo is ran.
I would not be opposed to that. I probably don't think they should do it on the scale that New Japan does because they're getting 20 guys involved and that's 5 matches and you're going 10 rounds and to me that's just dangerous. And my only complaint about the G1 and how New Japan does it is I think it's dangerous because you're going long. You're taking guys on long stretches. Like, for example, first night, guys in the A block wrestle, guys in the B block do tag matches. And I know that's kind of a safe format doing tag matches. But these guys are having matches anywhere from 15, 20, up to a 30-minute time limit. And you're just doing that night after night after night after night. I just feel like maybe that's too dangerous. I really wish they could space out the events with the A block and B block and where you give these guys a little bit more rest because I'm actually start to get concerned about their physical safety because half the time, because usually about the 4th, 5th round, you start to see injuries pop up. About the 7th, they're fucking taped up. By the end of it, it's just like by the final fucking round, everybody's just like, fuck this. Let's just get this fucking shit over with. I'm ready to get out of this goddamn tournament.
Go ahead, Booms.
And plus, you're having about like 5 matches, per night. Now, the reason I think AEW could scale it back is I don't think they're going to have the time that New Japan has to completely plod that out. So I'm thinking if you could bust it down to maybe like a 16-man tournament or 12-man tournament, I think it would work a little bit easier.
Got it. Yeah, I would this is how I would do it. And there's a lot of factors, but let's just say you're like, hey, run a G1 tournament and, here, perfect G1 tournament in a perfect scenario for AEW. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're on television. You have the Dynamite, but I would start a streaming service where I would also get other independents on. You know what I mean? Like OWE, AAA, so that you're getting a wrestling network, Sal? but you're getting a wrestling network as a combat TV, as you would. You're putting on all the content. And then on television, you would just have your show, but you would live stream the G1 matches and show the highlights on Dynamite. So super fans can watch every match and pay extra. But the casual fans still know what the fuck's going on. And then the finals would be on a pay-per-view.
Okay, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's an idea. I'm not opposed to it, but I just don't think they can do it exactly like the G1 style that New Japan does. So, but I do like that idea. It hasn't, now, and come to think of it, a round robin tournament has not been done in pro wrestling here in the United States, at least not, I mean, not that I've been aware of. I know they've done like the World Cup style tournament over at Impact. I know, single elimination tournaments, King of the Ring, stuff like that's pretty much the norm, but, just boom, 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 boom.
Well, like maybe even a March Madness with 64 people, one-man elimination.
Whew.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
it's
do
different.
It do it in March, actually.
What's that?
Do that in March.
Yeah.
All right.
Get yourself a fucking March Madness.
All right. Wrestling Nuts. Do you think SmackDown should have another show just like Main Event for Raw or Superstar low cards? I would say no, because right now I feel like WWE's probably just completely oversaturated, and and it's a waste of, to me it'd be a waste of time, energy, production, for a show that and if it's for like low card guys, what there's no incentive to watch it. I mean, do you watch Main Event now? So
I agree and disagree, and I might be a little hypocritical. Because I don't watch any WWEs besides NXT. But I think if the ring is set up and it's already there, you're recording it on SmackDown like they're doing with 205 Live and all that. I apologize. They might be doing 205 Live on Raw, but it doesn't matter. If it's a show like that, pre and post, I would just see. I don't watch WWE, so it feels kind of hypocritical. But if I ran the WWE business, I would just be like, yeah, fucking do as many shows as you want. I would have different shows, though. Like, I would have an all-tag team show, an all-cruiserweight show, an all-hardcore show, and just record it on the same days. Hell, fucking even if you have empty arenas. Because then, because like right now, me and Booms are probably in the same place. Raw and SmackDown don't exist in our eyes, but we like NXT. Is that enough? But then what if there's like a Shotgun Saturday night? What if 205 Live? You know what I mean? So I don't know. If I think having more content and it's shit like Main Event, no. But having more content like, hey, this is rated R. Hey, this is hardcore. Hey, this is tag teams.
You're saying if you're going to do another show just to do another show, don't. But if you're going to do a show with a fucking point like 205 Live or NXT, go for it.
Exactly. Yeah. But because you're on your own channel, so you have to make that content,
Okay. And this is looking like maybe the last one here is Heavy J's. Basically, he kind of asked, like, should, AEW do something like bring in the 20 count, to kind of differentiate, kind of set themselves apart. I'm not opposed to it. I actually didn't think I would like the 20 count, but actually I do like the 20 count in New Japan. It leads to a little bit more drama because, I mean, they've got a little bit more. The idea behind it is the stars, people who get thrown to the outside, the referee has discretion when to start his count, and plus it gives people time to recover, but it also adds to the drama because these guys can, the bad guys have got more time to throw the good guy into the security railing or to drag him out onto the floor. And it's become a strategy, particularly with Minoru Suzuki, to just beat the ever-living shit out of somebody, like take them out like the third, fourth row, beat the shit out of them, throw some chairs on them, throw a security rail on them, go back up into the ring, and then now they've got to, get the shit off of them and crawl back to the fucking ring and get back in. That added a lot. I didn't think I'd like it, but I absolutely love it. So I'm not opposed to having AEW having a 20 count. I think it would really, I agree, it would set them apart and plus add a little bit more drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
It adds more drama. Like, was it AEW, the American Alliance of Football, the AAF or whatever. I mean,
how is that? I always find it to be interesting. I never watched it because I watched Kawasaki, and
Yeah,
I watch my Bucks
I really haven't
sometimes.
had a chance to sit down and watch an actual game because it happens on Saturday nights, and that's when I'm like just now waking up to go into work to work the graveyard shift. But it's been pretty positive. But they've got some rule changes. Like one of the rule changes that is there is they don't do kickoffs. You start the ball on the opponent's, I think, 20-yard line, and they do not allow for extra points. You have to go for 2 points after every touchdown.
That's a little different and
And
weird.
that's a little bit more. It adds
I'll
some more.
watch it. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I just see it on my Twitter timeline. But I love
What it
football. I
is,
love
it's
American.
kind
I
of
used
like it's kind of like the NFL's version of NXT because really
Is it
what it is.
owned by the NFL?
I think they work with the NFL. It may be. I really haven't done a lot of research into it, but the idea is it's like their starters there and the American Alliance of Football could go toe to toe with the second stringers on the NFL. So it's kind of like training like the next, trying to get more experience to some football players. So that way, if they can make the jump up to like to the NFL and kind of and be able to hang, I guess is for lack of a better term. It's completely separate from the XFL.
Yeah, and I want to thank James Lechin. He messaged me that Sarah Del Rey is the girl I was mixing up. She's the NXT trainer. So I apologize to the females, and thanks, James Legend, for having my back.
And that looks like that's all the questions as far as live comments go for right now.
All right, no problem. So, yeah, someone just said it's the NFL's version of Ohio Valley. All right. So not too bad. I'm excited. I love American football. But you know what's crazy? And I've talked about this. I think Booms knows. I've watched more Japanese football games this year than NFL. Like I went to the Rice Bowl but didn't watch the Super Bowl. I
And
watched
by
the
the
X
way,
Bowl.
tell him just for the people watching at home, he does live in Japan, and yes,
Yeah,
that is what it's legitly called.
yeah, the Rice Bowl. Yeah, I'm so used to fucking living in Japan that I'm like, oh yeah, that might be offensive somewhere else.
Exactly. Somebody might see that's weird, but it's like, no, legitly, that is what it's not something I'm making up. It's what it's legitly fucking called.
So yeah, but I love
That would
American
be like
football,
Mexico.
but I've been at
Yeah,
it.
that would be like Mexico having their own style of American football. In the end, it's called the Guacamole Bowl.
Gotcha. So yeah, maybe someone would be offended. We need to stop being offended,
Yes,
folks.
yes, we do. Stop being a bunch of bitches, America.
Yeah, life and go Kawasaki Frontiers, dude. I know what's weird about Japanese football. Can I talk Japanese football for a while? Dude, can we go there? There's three championship games a year. And my team, and they're my team because I can literally walk to the stadium. My team has three-peated all of them. So in 3 years, my team has won 9 championships. I don't understand how this works. And not only that, but like if your team like loses, they have that soccer thing. So like you're at Division 1 and you go all the way down to Division 4, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I find Japanese football to be fascinating. Plus, I have season tickets so I can go watch. But yeah, my team has won 9 championships in a row in 3 years. I don't understand it at all. That and also like the championship game isn't the biggest game. It's I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I love it though. I love it. All right, Booms. Do you want to plug a bunch of stuff, or should I just start crying about how everyone should watch Koco Plays?
We're going to do that anyway. So I'm going to tell everybody in the meantime, check us out, KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. It's your home for combat sports, where the world goes to kick ass, and most importantly, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Be sure to like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Hit that notification bell so you know when we're going live. We're going to have some more shows coming up. Check out Koco on Koco Plays. It's over on YouTube. Just type it in, KOCO Plays. You can watch him play hockey badly and Fire Pro Wrestling and cry about Okada.
Hey, first off, Boobs, I wanted breaking news. I started playing Madden too.
Oh, well, good. Thank God. Also, he's got another channel where he talks about writing. Yes, where he talks about clickety clacking on his keyboard to put together stuff that nobody's going to read. Congratulations to Koco because your book, Operation Freak Show, made it to the library.
I know. I kid you not. I marked out so much because like you're not gonna believe this, but when you're fucking crazy, awkward, and loud, you don't have many friends. And those books were my friends. Like, I just remember if I could sneak into the library and reading, and now my book's there. I know it's like, kind of on its way out, but it was such an honor. Like, I was like, man, that's awesome. Somewhere, little Dave Coco, the next Dave Coco is reading the book. And I'm like, ha. Because I remember I'd always go and read books and be like, hey, dude, I hope one day my book is here. And then someone's like, hey, I saw your book in the library. I was like, whoo, a giddy schoolgirl. So,
And I was about to say, any more YouTube channels you've started recently that I need to know about? I can't keep them straight now.
no, those are the big ones. Just Koco Plays has become a passion and an obsession, and it's not doing that good. So, I want you guys to subscribe to Koco Plays. Tonight, we played Fire Pro Wrestling. We went against Inoki on his birthday, Giant Baba, and Abdul the Butcher because of his retirement ceremony. And the IWGP title was on all of them. I'm always Okada, of course. I'm like someone's like, you should be someone else. I'm like, you should go to another channel. I'm always Okada, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm 85 episodes in, play different versions of NHL, Madden, and then sometimes I'll sneak in other stuff. But dude, even when I'm at work, I'm thinking like today I was like writing down notes. She's like, "What are you writing notes about? Work?" And I'm like, I have a YouTube channel. She's like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "I play video games." And she just walked away. Like the conversation was over. Like, thank you, lady friend.
All right, that's going to do it, bro. That's going to do it, boss.
All right, Bishop, thank you for the kind comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Boom, boom, much love. We got to talk off air eventually. And with
Yep.
that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-na-na-na. Hey.